So bringing it back, October through December was definitely the more lax when it comes to actually getting work done on the comic. By the end of October, I pretty much had 4 inked and colored. I just had to throw together the last few pages. We'll get into that in a second. October started off with Inktober, and let's just show you all the stuff that happened in October right here. So October started off incredible because I got to meet one of my most favorite creators, Mr. Bernie Burns, and had him sign the first ever DVD released by Red vs. Blue. And that whole night was just incredible. Seeing him with one of my best friends, that we talk about Red vs. Blue, Rooster Teeth stuff all the time, was incredible. Getting to actually meet one of these internet pioneers that actually started this process, started a YouTube process 5 years before YouTube even existed. Back in the infancy of the internet, like, they were doing some major things. Along with meeting Bernie Burns, I got halfway through Inktober and realized that I was focusing on it too much and stressing myself out just to prove something that I didn't need to prove. I had done it the previous year and done quite a bit of it, and along with working on the comic and doing this print, I felt like I was doing just enough focusing on that stuff. So at the halfway point, I cut it off, and I still have everything written down in my Inktober sketchbook. I will take it out from time to time and work on it, but as far as doing it in the month of October, I didn't have anything to prove. And there were much more new people trying to gain a footing in the art world at that moment that I was content with just doing my own thing. So huge shout out to Gazbot though. He did that one incredible piece for my my own comic. I never forgot, and I love it. I love it so much. I still have to get him back with doing one of his characters for his comic book, which I plan to be doing in the month of January. So look forward to that. Now that I've told the world, I will hold myself accountable to that as well. And plenty of other things happened in October. Time lapses began. I started recording with my other cameras, doing time lapses of where I would go, what I was working on, And then after the second 100-day run ended, I continued on with it, doing a daily vlog, working on a daily vlog until my computer kind of crapped out. I still have to get it looked at, but it hasn't been a pressing issue, so just haven't worried about it all that much. I did get some badass acrylic cards made for the series. Those will be released with the Kickstarters as they happen. I will hit those, or I will tell you all about them when they happen, but I think I showed off one of them in the pictures that I showed, so you have some cool things to look forward to this year. I also got things together for our show, which included a grayscale version of issue 4. This was all without all the sketchbook pages and everything else. Also did some special postcards and got a website semi together. It's still under construction, but the link has been down below for the last few videos. Basically the oxenplayground.com. It's a legit site. It's being worked on. Just have to figure out all the tweaks and modifications to it that we want to do to make it look really awesome. So, along with that, finally got the proof for issue 3. Got those printed up. I believe they came the beginning of November, which was great because in November all this stuff happened. So in November, basically started off the month with a convention. And the convention is still pretty fresh in my mind. It was the start of about 4 different things that I wanted to accomplish in the month of November. And it started off on like kind of a misstep. Because at the beginning of November, my parents went off to start my dad's cancer treatment. He was getting radiation for about 2 months, and they left. I went to a convention, started hitting the depression swing, and just felt like everything was crumbling around me. You can check that out. I will put a link down below for the convention video. It was a lot of fun, and when I look back on it, I'm still glad that I did it, because you're gonna have those days when you get trumped, but the days that you really have vast victories make it all worth it. Before I forget, in the month of October, also donated to a comic series called The Showdown. Katrina Hates the Dead, which I was talking about another video on the goals video, where it was one of the best things that I did last year as well. It's just super high quality. I fell in love with it as soon as it showed up. I've already read through it once, going through it the second time right now, just because the art's so cool, the book design itself is awesome, and the goal video that I mentioned, I linked his newsletter that he sent out after Christmas and got a hold of him, talking to him about a bunch of stuff, and he's already helping me with a bunch of stuff for the next Kickstarter. Dude's super awesome, very awesome to talk to and share all these different things with and get a better grasp of all that information. So I highly suggest checking that out. Of course, I'll put the links down below as well for not only the Katrina Hates the Dead Kickstarter, but also for that newsletter that he sent out. And at the top of that newsletter, you can actually subscribe, which I highly suggest you do. Also in November, I was asked to help with one of the art casts. Kevin Cross went to Disney World, which was awesome, and I was contacted at like 3 o'clock in the morning to ask if I could help out with one of the art casts, and of course I was elated to help. So I had gotten pencils done for issue 4, for issue 5, and was working on a couple of them at that point and hadn't inked anything yet. So throughout the day, I did a process of doing the pencils for him, starting ink. I recorded the inking process, and then when the art caster showed up, I played the video of me inking so I could talk over it, and we talked and discussed different Kickstarter aspects. Basically all the knowledge I've accumulated over this last year. I'll put a link down below for that art cast number 12. Also for the video of me. I quickened the inking process video up and spoke over it, so that's a nice little addition for you as well. Also did the 4th Kickstarter for issue number 4. As you can notice behind me, issue number 4. Got the proof super quick. I was ready to roll as soon as I kicked off the Kickstarter. It ran for 3 weeks. As soon as that Kickstarter was done, had all my things lined up, sent it off to the printer. I had to change one page, which was the page to thank all the backers of the Kickstarter project. And as soon as that was done, the printer was super awesome with this one. Got it all printed, bound, and everything before the 2-week lapse of the funding from Kickstarter comes in. He was super cool. Since we had problems with the previous issue, he sent them to me on good faith because I had proven to him 3 times before that I paid him immediately when the funds were available. So it's just good to build up great relationships. And now since he busted his ass on that 4th issue, I'm definitely going to be using him for going forward and doing this next arc as well for this year. So looking forward to working with him more. Also, it was unnaturally warm. Still in November, so we got a couple fests as well, in which basically we just go down to middle of a pasture between a couple cornfields here in Iowa and had a big ass bonfire. I'm pretty sure the inside of my van still smells like bonfire just because half the night he was open and we were grabbing stuff from the inside of him. So actually I was using one of my van chairs to sit around the fire with, so pretty sure it'll smell like bonfire for quite some time. Along with all of that stuff, did some painting and was setting up a couple art shows for the end of the month. Had one of those first art shows and it went alright. met a few people, did some connecting and whatnot. Didn't sell a whole lot, and that kind of put me off for the second art show. When I was scheduled to do the second art show, weather wasn't getting the best. My dad was returning for Thanksgiving weekend, and a couple other things happened that I basically just canceled the second art show. I wasn't ready. I didn't think I could handle the stress of having another art show that didn't do that well, especially after Comic-Con not working out well, the first art show not doing well, and the stress of the Kickstarter still not being done. I think it ended a few days after that second art show would have taken place, and at that moment it was just too much to handle at that point, so wasn't able to do it. But I'm looking forward to rescheduling it to the spring, summertime, which will be exciting because I've got a couple things planned for it that I wasn't able to execute on back in November, but should be able to by the time spring and summer rolls around. So that pretty much brought the end of November to us, which brought us December. And December kicked ass because of all of these things. And with all of that, the Trust arc was finally completed, which brings you these sweet books. Let me put this down so I can show it off a little bit better. The Trust arc, the 4 first issues of my comic series, I never forgot. We're all made, we're all handled correctly, and they look awesome together. Super excited about how they turned out. On top of everything else, when they came in, was able to get them all checked out, get them all sketched in real quickly, and got them all mailed out with a bunch of extra goodies for Christmas time. I know I shared this before, but did these print sets for Christmas. Gave them to people that backed that last Kickstarter, as well as giving everybody that donated that Kickstarter an additional set of 1 through 4 comics, and had them give them to friends for Christmas time, which was just a fun thing I could do. Got the roughs pencils done for issue 5, and that basically brought me to the end of the month. For awesome things, there's a couple hundred people that started the hundreds. Basically Jan and Melanie. I'll link their channels down below. Go check them out. They're doing some incredible stuff. Also, for Kickstarters to end out the year, did the Act Pad, which is a guitar, mini tones type pad, and it looks awesome. Also, Jake Parker's Skyheart book, Life Hacks, the third one. I think I caught the end of the tail of the second Kickstarter and missed it by like 2 days. Dude had an awesome setup that you could still get the Kickstarter level pledges things afterwards, which I should check out for my next one. But he had them still set up. Didn't have any money at the time. Thankfully, he did a third Kickstarter by the end of the year, and I donated to that, getting caught up on the issues, as well as donating to the third one. And then finally, the Hex 1-1 project, which I tweeted them picture of my arm, and they tweeted me back, said it was awesome. You can't see somebody drawing in a comic book with a tattoo that looks similar to yours and be like, you know what, I'll try that out. Also, it's getting a lot of praise on Comixology right now as being one of the best indie supported projects right now. So I'm looking forward to getting into that a lot more. But with all that being said, Christmas came. Christmas was pretty alright. I got a lighter from a friend who took issue number 2's cover, put it on a lighter for me, and like that was one of the coolest Christmas gifts I got. Then got a little cash from family and friends and whatnot, and put it all towards pens and inks and everything else for the Kickstarter, for the issue comics, for the next few ones anyway. Pretty much put all that money into working on the comic because I think it's something the world really needs. I'm looking forward to getting back to work on issue 5, just because it's incredible. I'm looking forward to inking it. I have a new Patreon rolling, so if you want to check out the issue before anybody else gets a chance to, I'll put the link to the Patreon. It'll be the last thing before seeing the links to actually buying issue 1 through 4 of my comic series. I love you all. Thanks for helping me and following along this last year. I'm looking to have 2016 be an even more incredible year, and I hope you join me for it as well. And you never know, I might do another 100 days of making comics too, so we'll see. Time will tell. Check out all the links below, and I will be with you shortly, probably the next week or so, with another video. This week's probably going to be a little choppy just because my schedule is not still intact, because I have to go grab my parents from Zion in a few days. But 2016 has begun, and I hope it's going well for you, because together we're all going to kick its ass. So, love you guys. Talk to you soon, and I hope it's treating you well.